stress, fear, inner confusion, shame. Who am I really? Did I? There's no way I wouldn't. I couldn't. But did I? Stress, fear, inner confusion, turmoil, sadness, depression. Am I insane? Am I crazy? Did I do something so bad that I have now blocked it out? So confused, so hurt, so betrayed. The accusation made against me has turned me into this distant, doubting, crushed, bitter, almost hopeless, angry at God and cold. Why? Why? My soul cries out, why? Now, what I pictured as love has been distorted, ugly, foul, hideous, irreparable, crushed beyond recognition was my identity. Now, who am I? Stress, turmoil, fear, loneliness, looking for an escape, looking for solace, nowhere to be found because I'm still mad at God for allowing this to happen. Running. So now I'm running. I'm running away to I don't know where until I fall. I fall to my knees. He's the only one who can save me. Lord, help me. 3 powerful words that made me begin to make sense of things. At 22, my rude awakening would grow me up into a woman of character, wisdom, and virtue. People are not perfect. Don't put them up on pedestals. When they hurt you, yes, when and not if. Forgive them. Let God be your guide, your light, and your strength. His grace is sufficient.
Yes.
I'm not angry anymore. No more running. Less pain. More truth. Healing. Relief. Strength. But still hurting. Thinking. Praying. Counseling sessions. Purging. Praying. Forgiving. Healing. Discovering me. Loving me, growing, knowing I didn't do it, healed, no more pain.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Peace. I have peace.
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 That's right.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.
That was a piece from my book, This Journey So Far, entitled Did I Do That? The Accusation. If you have the book, it's on page 65, y'all.
Ooh, my book came in this week. Hey,
y'all. Welcome to Poetic Levitation Live. I am your host, Poet Prima Donna, my beautiful, extraordinary co-host, my sister and my friend.
Baby girl.
Yes.
My sis.
Teresa Barnett, the African queen, y'all. And our big brother.
Hey.
Big bro over here.
Big bro.
Son of light. Son of light.
Son of light.
Hey.
What up, big bro?
How's everybody?
We have a special
Guest
in the house today.
Y'all.
Hey, watch out. I
Hey,
don't know if y'all ready. I don't know if y'all ready. Hey, I don't know if y'all ready. No. Welcome. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our sister and our friend and fellow coach and educator and realtor. I'm talking about she's more than a triple threat, y'all. I can't even count all of her talents. Watch out there now. Miss Brittany Wilder is in the house, y'all. Woo!
In the house today, y'all.
Yes.
Welcome.
To be in the midst of this good energy. Ooh.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy
Saturday.
Saturday. I almost said happy energy. We're sending y'all
Happy
all
energy.
this good
Happy
energy.
Saturday.
All this good
Love
energy.
and light.
I hope y'all feeling
Happy
it.
love and light.
Because we're giving it.
We giving it
Yeah.
all.
I hope y'all picking up what we putting down over here.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying.
Good vibes.
Yes.
Sending good vibes
Good
out
vibes
to everybody.
out.
Yes, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome. The title of the show today, y'all. We're continuing This is part 2 of a 3-part segment we're calling Choices. Today's show, y'all, we're going to talk about it. I'll open it up with the poem. It's along those same lines. You know, we're talking about mental illness and family secrets. Let's talk about it.
And within.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's get to it.
Where do we begin?
Where, Lord? Where do we begin?
That's a broad subject.
It's very broad.
Yeah.
It's very broad.
And
I think a good place to start, I think, with us being coaches and what have you.
hello.
We all know that we receive majority of our, what do you call it, conditioning.
Yes.
And, you know, our socialization.
Everything that we do.
You know, so the sum total of all of of where we are today.
Yes.
Comes from all of the decisions that we've made, which
All of it,
comes
yeah.
from all of our our programming, if
Yes.
you will.
Yes.
Sum it
And
up, yeah.
To sum it up,
We put it in one word. I mean,
Put it
we
in
can
one
call it our
word.
programming.
right?
You know.
You can call it a lot of things,
You know.
but yeah,
How we were raised,
You
how we
know.
were brought up, you know.
you know,
The box you was put in.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. The box you were put in.
Yeah.
it's like you're,
But you gotta go where it start from.
go
That's
go
it.
to
It's,
go
it's
to it.
generational.
roots.
Yeah, of course.
So
roots.
it's so
The
many
deep down
generations
roots.
and layers
Yes.
to what we're talking about at this
The
day and time.
roots
We
of it.
So
Very
much
true.
gets passed
it's
down.
in your DNA.
Yeah.
Sometimes trauma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to start there first in the
Right.
family and the things that happened years
Yeah.
ago that still occur at this day and time, but we don't pay attention to it. You
And
let-
some things we just don't talk about because
Yes.
you're not supposed to.
well,
talk
that's the
about
thing
it.
about family
Culturally.
secrets.
In your family.
Everybody want to have whole family secrets, but
Yeah.
I can guarantee you every family has family secrets.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But we
Without a
don't want to
doubt.
bring them up because it's a lot
Right.
of incest,
Yeah.
abuse,
Yeah.
physical, mental, neglect.
All of the above.
Verbal, yeah.
But
all of
it's still generational.
Yes.
It's passed on and on and
Yes.
on.
Talk
So the
about
question
it.
becomes and it remains: when do we
Feedback.
break? When do we break the
Yeah,
cycle?
Right.
When do we break the cycle?
You know,
Exactly.
let's talk about it.
Literally, it takes a spiritual goon. Hello.
Mm.
Spiritual warrior, spiritual goon, spiritual gangster to step up and say, listen,
Listen.
it will not continue to go on after me. I promise you that much.
The buck
Right.
stops here.
To be
Right.
bold enough, confident enough to step outside of what your family has ever done, making you look like you crazy because nobody else has ever attempted to heal and deal with the past traumas. Now that's what it takes in order to deal with all of the family issues that are currently going on, and know that we being coaches, we recognize and we understand, and we working with energy and healing, we understand that it is way bigger than you.
Oh,
It's-
yes.
it goes
Oh,
so much
absolutely.
further back than we could even imagine, and we don't recognize it until you get into this realm where you're recognizing that, like, all of this that has happened up until me has been a reason why things are out of order, or things are crazy, or there's trauma, or I feel this type of way about this person or that person, or whatever the hell it is in your family, because we all got our own things.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
really, that's really it. That's where we start. We gotta be
That's
bold enough to
identify.
challenge it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the first thing.
Speak up.
Identify.
Yeah.
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 That's the first. Once you
Identify.
identify, we got to identify and bring it to the surface.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm
And
pretty
how do
sure
we do that?
Every one of us in here, again, we do the work, so
Yeah.
we can recognize it when we see it. But the question remains: how do you get people to come do the work
Yeah.
for themselves?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that was like a topic like with me and my client this morning. When do people want to step up and do the work? Because we can recognize it. So when people say being conscious, for me to be conscious, meaning I'm in an awareness and I'm able to recognize things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not and run from them.
Right.
Those are awarenesses. So everything comes up for a reason. When it
Yeah.
start coming up in your life, you got to address it, but we don't address it.
No.
What
We
point? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And if you don't address it, usually what happens 9 times out of 10, it usually sets in the body somewhere. The muscles, the tissues,
Come on.
Yeah.
or the mind. The
Yep.
mind can become unbalanced.
Yes.
So this is where we talk about people be talking about the people have chemical imbalances in the mind, right?
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on.
Look.
Chemical imbalances. Diagnosis.
Identify it.
That's what it is,
We
right?
have to
Mental
identify
illness.
the problem first. But
Yeah.
it's not only do we have to identify the problem, we have to identify the person that's causing the problem.
Hello. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what we do, if it's a family member, especially if they got clout in the family or, you know, the family leader of the family or whatever.
Or the
you
favorite
know,
uncle.
or whatever.
favorite,
Yeah, it's always
exactly.
something.
High status.
Right. And it happens. And then we hide it and we try to conceal it.
Right.
And then later on, even if it's not this generation, you might have a cousin that might be cousins, this first cousins and brothers and sisters at the same time.
Hey.
This stuff
Yeah,
happens, y'all.
it
This
does.
stuff is
It
real,
happens.
right? But
Yeah.
when
More
do we
often
address it?
than
And you
most
got
would
to understand that this has been happening. It's not gonna happen.
That's it.
When do you address it? So we all have stories in here.
Yes.
Every
You
one
know,
of
right?
us.
Everybody in
Family
here have a
stories.
story.
Yep.
Well, number one, that's what we do the work for,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Because we identify these things. So Keisha, what would you say? That's your take on that.
Hi, Marquita.
Man. Oh my goodness. What is my take? I will have to speak from personal experience.
Oh, we all can do that.
Come on.
Where do I start? Sheesh. It's like, where do I start? It's like those
You
things.
want to keep them there, you know?
Those things, when those things started to come up for me, because something happened to me when I was 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And my mother suspected it, but I was so afraid that I would get in trouble. It wasn't my fault. I was 9.
Right.
Yeah.
I was so afraid that I would get in trouble that I lied and I said, no, nothing happened. I'm okay.
So the question, whoa. Time out.
I was 9.
Well, we're here.
What did you say? You said what?
I said, no, nothing happened. I'm okay.
You said what?
I lied.
I'm
I'm
okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Do you
Marquita,
know-
tell your story, babe.
Do you know how many people, when they go through mental illness and they hiding things, that's a powerful word.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
That's how we hide it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to stop and address that. That how many people be
Say,
saying
I'm
during-
okay.
I'm
during
okay.
our-
I'ma
And we're
deal
not
with it.
okay.
And
Because
we're
you
not
gotta
okay.
recognize what's
Yeah.
going on, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
these things. Look what you said.
I
Right?
said, I'm okay.
Okay, now go ahead with you.
So that happened when I was 9, right? And I attempted to bury it. It never happened again.
Yes.
There was no physical
Nothing
hurt
ever.
or anything like
Yeah.
that, but some lines were crossed that shouldn't have been crossed, right?
Yes.
And so we went home that night. My mom asked me. She asked me more than once, and I said
Interesting.
no, right? So that was 9. So then what happened was when I was about 20, 21, I was in church and I was working with children, and that's when it came back to my memory.
Being with
That's when it
kids.
can't, because
Yeah.
I'm going to be dealing with kids now. So is there something in me that I need to deal with, because I know what happened to me.
Right.
Mhm.
Come on.
So
Yeah.
that's what made me think, okay, maybe I need to deal with this if it's coming to mind now.
That
so,
brought you into an awareness.
so it brought me into an awareness, because I really had buried that and forgotten about it.
Repress
oh, so you thought.
memories.
Or so I thought.
Repress.
Right, right. And see,
Yeah.
this is what happens. Even in a situation like, I'll use, and everybody like to dog him, I'll use R. Kelly, for example. If you really listen to him, or you go listen to the surviving R. Kelly story, right? At the beginning of it, they got his 2 brothers talking about what transpired in his life as a young man, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This gentleman was
Wow.
talented, right?
Absolutely.
As well,
Absolutely.
Without a
right?
doubt.
Yeah.
He was hurt,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? Okay, now let's go a little further.
He had been through some things.
Now, let a person get on a level where they operate with money, and the hurt is still there.
Stop hurting others.
Yeah.
I watched the interview on Surviving R. Kelly. He was talking to Tavis Smiley in the 90s. And he told him he got molested then. When do
Yeah.
when do we listen?
Right. Exactly.
Right? Because people be crying out for help all the time.
Absolutely.
Right?
All the
Yes.
time.
You
Are
see
you
it.
crazy?
Listen, you see it on the
Oh,
Facebook
look,
posts.
Oh,
Wait a
man.
minute.
I'm okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm
Social
okay.
media has brought it up a notch too.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
People are crying out.
In the media, they are.
And do you know what happened? So when that came to the surface,
Mhm.
I was about 2021. I decided to go ahead and tell my family.
Okay.
Mm.
I didn't get the response that I don't know what I expected,
Yeah.
but I didn't expect what I got.
Yeah.
Family
Some support.
secrets.
Yeah. Some support and love. and
Yeah.
You expected all that. I'm
Yeah.
here for you.
And do you know what
Why are
I
we
got?
supposed to believe you now?
Do you know what I got after
Okay.
that? I got accused.
Mm-hmm. Why are we supposed to believe you?
I opened up and shared that deep dark secret, and the repercussion from that was me being accused.
Being accused.
Okay.
of the
Now,
different
behind
things.
that, how did that make you feel?
Exactly.
I felt all kind of crazy ways.
Yeah.
Internally.
That's where the poem came
Okay.
from. 'Cause it's like,
Absolutely.
did I do that?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Did it take you through things in your life?
Lord, I
Come on.
came this close. I know that.
How
at
did it
some
make you feel
point,
Think
mentally?
about it. Yeah.
Mentally.
confused,
Come on.
hurt,
Mhm.
betrayed, like the
Yeah,
rug had
come
been
on.
pulled from under me.
Yeah.
Man, dude,
So you
that
felt
was-
imbalanced
imbalanced to the fullest
because you
Very much
because you
so.
held on to that.
because I held on to that.
And then when you released it,
and then when I released it, it was like I should have just fucking held on to it. Excuse my French.
right.
But you don't want to do that. That's not
No.
healthy. You
I
need
know.
to.
But again,
Release.
what did it do to you?
But it made me want to close back up.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting at. It made you want to
back
close off.
up.
Yeah,
So how long did you close off for?
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
My whole point.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my whole point. So this thing goes in
The
and
work never
it
stops.
settles in.
Healing is
Right.
forever.
It's every
Yeah.
day. That's the
Healing.
everyday
Every
thing.
day.
Yeah.
It's a
Every day.
choice you make
Every
each and every
day.
day to get up and heal.
That's right.
So Teresa, what is your take on mental health from family secrets? I'm pretty sure you got something you want to share with us.
For me, I would think, well, I believe it's generational, of course, for me. My roots and the background for where I come from Africa, so,
Hey.
it's a lot of
Africa.
beautiful and
Shout out to Sierra Leone.
shout out to
Hey. 18%.
Africa. Oh.
So,
Yes. Africa.
by it being that, it's root cause. So generational curses, things that are kept in the dark that you don't really know about. You feel like you're doing good, and then something come up, and you feel then you behind, and you start feeling like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing it. What's going on? What for a purpose is this happening for me? Because I think I'm doing okay, and then all of a sudden something else go back.
Mhm.
So, so for me, I'll say it would be like now I started to realize it. I started to realize it more now because I
Yeah.
started to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I started to ask questions. Me, I'm a person who, what, when, where,
Yes.
how.
Yes.
I
And
wanna
for what
know.
purpose?
All the facts.
Yes.
So
All the facts.
Break it down.
I did asking question. It started a lot, and it started to bring out some of those secrets. It started to come out. I started
Yeah.
to find out. Okay, well, a family member. My father passed when I was I was 7. I was 8 years old when he passed. So his brother or whatnot, my uncle. I just recently found out that he did something to his kids, so my brother and I, or whatnot. Like, it was interesting. So with this body of work, I was able to reconnect once I found out. And I looked at him in his eye and said, I know what you've done.
Yeah.
It was so, I mean, it was a next level because it's even hard to explain for anybody to grasp, but the people that understand will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was able to go there in that dimension and actually say something and speaking that out. That's bringing out the secret, whatnot. So that secret must stop with me.
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
speaking on it, and it's a powerful thing to
Yep.
really have a voice
Yeah.
to speak up on the darkness that are
Mm.
that are in family, because that darkness is still going to come out to light regardless.
Come on.
At the
What's
end
done
of the
in the
day,
Every
what's done in
time.
the dark is in the dark. It comes out in the light.
It's gonna
Yeah.
come
But be
out.
aware that your destiny is there regardless of whoever tries to do anything. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, because it's there. Your steps are ordered.
Yeah.
You know, no one can take that away. So, you know, with that power, I was able to step into myself and my higher self and understand no one can take nothing away from me, because
Yeah.
as long as I have that connection with my high self and with the creator, it's yeah.
Yeah.
So acknowledging that, you know, it's very powerful thing. It's very powerful to be able to be in that awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
For real.
And there is, as hard as it seems, you know, especially when you're in the midst of the pain or
Hello.
the betrayal or whatever it is, there is purpose.
In every single point, believe it or
There
not.
is always
Always.
purpose. If
You here for a purpose.
if no
regardless.
Yeah.
other purpose, so that you can help someone else
Through that.
get through that,
Yeah.
because you got through it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
they
the whole
see that.
purpose of going
That
through
hope.
trauma.
They see you getting through it. They see you smiling through it,
You
and
give
they're
people hope.
inspired. Yes, this hope. Hope
Like,
dealers.
oh, she went through XYZ and
Right.
she's still
Right.
Yes.
You know, so I was labeling the box. And going back to that story, I was labeling in the little box, and you know, angry person, or you anger, and this. You know, you're not knowing that it was triggered or whatnot. Or it
Right.
was really, you
From
know.
past
So
trauma.
at the end of the day, you really have. It starts with self first. Anyhow, you have to work with yourself first
Right.
to really be
Absolutely.
able to be aware of those curses. Once it starts
Yeah.
for you, you're
Yeah.
able to stop that, because it starts with you as an individual. Like
Right.
you know, you want something different for the next generation, your kids,
Right.
your
Mhm.
kids'
Right.
kids, and so
Yeah.
forth.
Better.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a powerful body of work to really start with yourself first.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
you don't have a choice
Nope.
but to start with yourself.
You don't
first.
Yeah.
have a choice.
You don't.
Because
Because
what,
you
what
want,
you will do, you will hold everybody else accountable
of course,
for all the things that happen in your life.
Yeah.
of course,
And you'll give away your power every time you do
every
that.
time,
That's it.
every
You
time.
understand?
Hello.
So
That's
we
Every
don't
time.
we don't feel as individuals, or we wasn't taught as individuals, that we have any power.
Right.
It's we always thinking outside of ourselves or
Right.
looking for something outside of ourselves. You
Right.
know, if you read the Bible correctly, I'm not a Bible freak, but it even tells you
I
where
am.
God is at, right? Respect. It'll tell you where God is at on so many different occasions in that book. You know,
Right.
all these things are metaphors to teach you things. That's what
Yeah.
metaphors are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have meanings behind them,
Right.
right? So, but everything we take literal, and let me tell you why we take things so literal, because we've been beat up so bad mentally. We don't even know who we are. We don't even have an
Yeah.
You gotta go
identity.
find
Have
yourself.
no
First of all,
idea.
so your
That's part
history,
of the journey.
your history does
Parts of
matter
the journey.
first, because if that's like a tree with no roots.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's like
You
me
don't
having
know.
these locks and they're not rooted in my head. They just hanging on my head. How they get there?
Right.
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 You
Right.
gotta know where you come from.
Well,
in
they
order to
don't
know.
Well, again, you know,
Hello.
we talking about status quo. We talk about
Yeah. There's a lot of issues here.
you talk about
that need to
being
be
in
addressed.
America. We deal with this trauma naturally.
Right.
My baby sister said she would call. We deal with this trauma naturally, and if you don't expose this stuff, I'm telling you, we repeat it over.
Of
And
Over.
over.
That's it.
That's what
and
happened.
Over.
That's
If
why
you
you
don't learn the
and
lesson
every-
and pass it on.
That's
Look
what
at
happened.
some of our
keep
kids in the
coming
street.
back so it can be dealt with. But as
Over and
long as
over
it's not
again.
dealt with, it will
You'll
keep,
continue to go through it
keep going
in
through.
different ways. Same lesson.
Generational.
You understand why I
That's what
say it's so
generational curses
mental?
are. It's
Right.
that same thinking.
It's the same lesson,
passed
same
on,
thinking.
passed
Yep.
on,
That's a
passed
generational
on.
curse.
We
Absolutely.
have black men walking around, young black males. None of know why the older generation are teaching the same thing. Instead of teaching them to pull their pants up. Everything is a mindset. But if your mind is damaged, and your mind is just like a computer. It's just like the computer.
That's
The
it.
computer is based off the human mind.
Input
Absolutely.
equals output. If you're not getting the results you want, check your mindset.
Right. Always.
We have viruses.
We sure do.
We do.
Shit.
And,
Shoot.
Talk about it.
and our viruses have never been cleaned up.
Yeah.
And they come from our trauma over a long period of time, but don't nobody want to teach us.
Um,
So it's when you break the generational curses,
That's
Come
right.
on.
generational cycles, or the
Yes.
mindset, or the programs that we up under.
yeah.
We up under
Hello.
so many programs that until you free your mind, like
Yeah.
that song y'all be in there singing,
Yes,
free your
we
mind,
learn.
right?
Yes.
You have to free your mind.
Yeah.
And what does that entail? How do you do that?
The
Well-
number. So look, you guys. This is some hot topic that we talking about.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and if anybody else want to call in and discuss or whatnot, please give us a
Yes.
call. The
Call
number
in.
is 470-412-0917. 470-412-0917.
I tried to jump
Yes.
in on the song. I
Let's
didn't
talk
know
about
it, but I
y'all.
hope y'all
Let's
heard.
talk
Y'all-
about that
y'all hear
secret.
me.
470-412-0917.
Let's talk
Let's
about
talk
it,
about
y'all.
it.
Give us
Yeah,
a
the
call.
family secrets. Let's talk about it.
Because I
Yeah.
know we
Secret.
all have holding some family secrets.
Absolutely.
I got a story, but I'm not gonna call the names. But
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Please.
hear your
Come on.
intake.
Even if you're watching,
protect
Let's
the
hear your
innocent.
let
intake.
me say this: if you're watching
Yeah.
and if you're listening and you know me and you hear this, but I'm not gonna use any names, but it's just to show you how things happen.
Absolutely.
When I was younger, I was going with a friend, young lady. She's older than me.
Okay.
And,
Sensory acuity. Let's show
yeah,
this.
sensitive.
He said older
Yes.
than me.
Yes.
Little
So,
snake.
well, I mean, me going through what I went through as a young man, like I really damaged this person in the relationship too, right? Like physically, seriously. I'm revealing some truth for y'all today.
Okay.
Again, I'm not gonna use the name, but
Secrets.
people know.
It's coming
you
out.
know.
That's
Um,
all.
yeah.
It's coming out. That's okay.
But
That's
little
what we here to
did
talk about.
I know when I talked to this person when we got older, you understand, I had went through something. You know what I'm saying? Physical abuse. You understand what I'm saying? And I inflicted that on that person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Drinking, when I was drinking alcohol, hanging out, and like I really did some things that wasn't good. But I say all those things to say that until you start to want to do the work, and really embody your shit.
Come on.
We're gonna
All
keep
right.
it real.
Own your
But see,
shit.
I can own it because
For real.
I understand that I went through something. But
Yeah.
if most people don't understand that you went through something,
Right.
people will be looking at you like, oh wow, he's this or he's that or she's this or she's that.
Right.
But they don't.
Right.
Little do they know that you was getting beat down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get like physically beat down, and it affects people. And again, I didn't realize that it affected me when I was in a relationship. You know what I'm saying, with that person.
Right.
And that's like one of the worst mistakes I still say that I ever made to this point, to this day in my life. I can't go back and never change it,
Right.
but I could stop and look and say, wow, I could see from the things that I went through as a young man and watching that transpire in my life and how I allow it to happen in my relationship.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I wind up doing something that I'm not proud of.
Right.
Again, at this day and time. So, but you have to be mindful of things.
Yeah.
When I got older, and I said, listen, I didn't want to do that. I knew that I didn't want to do that because after it happened the first time, I was like, no, I can't do this again. But I knew it was like an anger issue still in there. And I was wondering, why?
Yeah.
Why? Right? So, but again, I never addressed just straight up the abuse that I was facing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 1,000.
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna
it's
like,
real.
just sit.
We
Yeah.
repeat what we feel, what we see. It's we repeat it.
And
We are
yeah, I
repeaters.
mean, it was
Until you work on yourself.
Yeah.
look to the
that's
point
it.
where I picked up cigarettes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like from anxiety, from getting beat on,
Yeah.
and things of that nature. But people, people see you outside. They don't. They say one thing or whatever's going on, but you never know what's going on in a child's life.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
No.
I endured this shit for years. I'm not even gonna lie for
Right.
nobody. I don't care who's out there listening, really. 'Cause
Right.
it's just the truth,
It's the
and
truth.
it's
That
my
is what it
truth.
is. Yes.
You understand what
Yes.
I'm saying? And
That's
again,
it.
like I
Coming
said,
out in the
I
light.
wound up hurting somebody physically, a female.
Right.
I knocked her teeth out.
Right.
Wow.
I'm revealing truth on this podcast
That's
today,
it.
like for
Speak
real.
about it.
You know what I'm
Talk
saying? I
about
was
it.
drinking alcohol. Like, y'all, like that's one of the worst mistakes I ever made in my
Of
life.
course.
Still
Right.
You're here
today.
to admit it. That's
You
the
know
whole
what I'm
thing
saying?
about
Yeah.
you working on
Most
yourself.
people
That's
want
it.
most people won't open up about the things that they went through.
At all.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Yeah.
me really, I don't care because I'm in that place where let's get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
Come
know what
on.
I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I see so many people coming to me now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Right.
this was the path. Oh,
Speaking out.
That
you
was
had to
the
go
path.
through it. No wonder I'm able to pick up on trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, because
That
of all
part.
the trauma
Experienced it
I
yourself.
endured. And then I
Exactly.
imposed that on somebody else.
Right.
Unbeknownst to me, what I was
Right.
doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mental anguish, physical abuse, all that shit.
Right.
Yes.
Then you take
Years.
it and you impose it on somebody else.
Right.
Unconsciously.
Unconsciously.
Hey.
Yeah.
Talk
Not
about it.
awoke.
That's why I said the only person
On.
you can only heal when you
Yes.
openly want to admit something.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you
Yeah.
can fully heal from something.
Yeah.
We
That's
we
it.
don't want to.
We don't want to open up.
Yeah, well,
We
we
don't
want to
wanna
protect.
address
You know
it.
what? We want to protect people.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? Family secrets.
Yeah.
But I
We
just
do.
tell you today, I really don't care. I guess this is just coming out of me flowing.
Yeah.
My daddy beat the hell out of me
Yeah. Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
And anybody that know me, that like I said, their ears are open. They know I'm not lying.
Right.
But the outside world didn't know this.
Of
Right.
Right.
course.
And in his mind, when my sisters and them tell him about these things, he would say, "Oh, I had to. That's the way I had to treat him versus my older brother." You see what I'm saying? Yeah. My older brother wound up going to East Carolina playing football. I wound up losing a full ride to Nebraska.
Whoa.
Okay.
I got busted in the 12th grade. Yeah, because I turned to the streets. What you thought I was going to turn to him?
Yeah. Right.
Like
Yeah.
I was petrified of this dude. I'm like, oh, it's open today. I guess
We
the
open.
floodlines just
We
open
wide
today.
open.
but
Baby,
Come
the
on, let's
light.
think about it.
Let's
The
talk
light.
about
Speak
it,
your
y'all.
truth. For
It
real.
happened.
Come on.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yes.
I mean,
Real
it
life.
even happened to my mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these things that I'm saying there is not a lie. They truth, but they affect you.
Yeah.
If you hold on to that stuff,
Exactly.
it will damage you.
You gotta
Tuh.
release it. Release
I
In
wound up-
several different ways.
I wound up going to prison twice. I don't know how many times I've been to jail.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got out of prison the last time and I sat on the side of the bed and I was like, look, I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
You made a choice.
I woke up
Yeah.
one morning
You
Yeah.
made a choice.
and I had a manhood on that morning. Let's say that. Then
Yeah.
I was in the prison camp. And I realized I was around a bunch of men. Don't y'all know that was one of the worst feelings in the world?
Yeah.
Because you know how men wake up in the morning, right? And he was surrounded, and I'm having a good dream, and I wake up and my eyes open, and I'm surrounded by men.
Like,
When do you
This ain't
break
for
it?
me.
Right? That was for me. I'm serious. That was a breaking point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like, I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
I ain't been back to jail or prison since.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
Because
to
I
that.
broke it. I said, I'm going to break this.
You
made a
the
choice.
I
decision.
can't do
Choice.
this, man.
He made a choice.
Made a choice.
Everything is a
That's it.
choice.
And even
Everything.
You have to
even
choose.
going through that, I still went through my trials and tribulations, even behind that. But I had to take the step first
That's
to
right.
get out of that
Exactly.
hell pit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Yeah.
it was a hell pit. That's what it felt like.
And there was
Yeah.
a process, I'm sure.
But
Come- Way through.
now that I know what I know now,
Right.
it was supposed to happen like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't have any anger or no frustration or nothing pinned up. It was supposed to happen. That's why we be able to give testimonies. The only way you're going to be able to give a testimony, you got to be able to walk through something.
You gotta go
Right.
through.
So I'm not mad. I'm not mad with
Yeah.
anyone.
Gotta go
You
through
know what
it.
I'm saying? I love my whole family, but I mean,
Right.
if we're gonna have a truthful conversation today,
Right.
woo! I didn't know this was gonna come out, but yeah, we having a truthful
Absolutely.
conversation
That's it.
today.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
that's how I can recognize these things. You see what I'm saying? I seen it,
Yeah.
along with the alcohol in my family.
Come
you know What
on.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Which side you want? My side, my husband's side. Alcohol is real.
You see.
And that's how a lot of our family members with mental health deal with their mental health is by drinking, smoking, dealing with it in that sense, and not fully dealing with what the root cause is.
You ain't gonna deal with the root cause.
No, we never want to deal
What
with
was
the
my
root
root cause of smoking cigarettes? Getting my brains beat out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
I picked up his cigarettes.
Yes.
Anxiety.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And picked up his habit.
Yeah.
Paranoid,
Yeah.
scared, fearful.
And learned behavior.
Until you worked
Learned
on
behavior.
yourself and you released all of that.
Learned behavior.
And that's what made you had a choice and a decision
It was-
to be who you are now.
Yeah.
You know. Again, you guys want to call us in on this topic. Hot topic here today is 470-412-0917. Yeah, 77. I'm sorry, 77. 470-412-0917.
Yeah.
470.
This hot topic in here, y'all. Got me tongue tied. You know what I
Y'all
mean?
wanna call in.
We on fire up in here right now.
Yes, hot
It's
topic,
going,
baby.
honey.
We're not playing.
We're not
You know,
playing.
this
Not
is
at
Hot
all.
topic.
It's a real
This-
ass topic.
This is when you release. You know how I feel, like how
Absolutely.
good I feel because I said that.
Exactly.
I'm not mad again
Exactly.
at nobody or any of the
It
things
was
that
your
happened in my
purpose.
life. It
Right.
was my purpose,
It was-
right?
it was
I
Come
accept
on.
it,
Part of it.
but I still had to heal and work with it.
Yes.
And that's the biggest
Yeah.
problem,
That's the
right?
part
We don't want to
that
bring
we
it
don't
up,
get.
right? Because a lot
We
of
don't
us
get that
are
part.
gifted. But
Yes.
the biggest problem is you have to bring that stuff up and deal with it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Once you bring it up and deal with it, you need to pull the root out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, cut the
Root
head off.
cause.
I'm
That
getting
part.
Everything
hype
is a
about
root
the
cause.
root.
Everything
Yeah.
is
That
a root,
root.
baby.
We
Pull it
all
up by
got
the
it.
roots.
Can we get the root?
We all got it.
Pull
You
it
know what I'm
up
saying?
by
We
the
all
roots.
got something in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, but when do we want to address it?
Exactly.
And you know what happens when we don't deal with those things?
Of course.
Okay, we got a
We
caller,
got a
y'all.
caller, y'all.
Oh, we got a
Let's
caller
talk
in.
about
We got a caller,
Hey.
y'all.
All right, let's
Let's
talk.
talk about it, baby.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Grand
Hi.
afternoon to you.
Good
How you
afternoon.
Who
doing?
are we speaking with today?
Welcome.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. This is Queen Mona. So please
Queen.
tell me everybody we have on the stage. I know about King Eric because he is not only my protector, but he's my big brother. So who
Okay.
else do we have? And I
Oh.
like to give honor where honor is due.
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, you have Lakeisha, or Poet Prima Donna. You have Teresa, a.k.a. African Queen. And we have Coach Brittany Wilder
Hey.
here
Here today with us. Yes.
Coach Brittany, Lakeisha, and I'm sorry, I forgot the other name.
Teresa.
Tarita.
Teresa.
So nice to Teresa.
Mhm.
It's so nice to meet all of you. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure.
But I just wanted to call in and just kind of chime in on the topic today. From what I understand, you guys are talking about choices,
Mhm.
particularly mental health
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and family secrets.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as I said earlier, I am Eric's little sister.
Could you tell us your
Also,
credentials, though?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm an Army veteran, and I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm also a life coach.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm also a descendant of the McBride family. So some of the things that he was speaking on earlier, I can attest to. For
Mhm.
me, it was a little bit different because when we were younger, and when our parents split up, we were split up as well, although we always had access to each other.
Mhm.
Right.
But so the topic of your show today is choices, and so I want to start with this comment: healing is a choice.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so we have to be comfortable with the fact that everybody doesn't make the choice to heal.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's it.
However, we cannot use our healing to hold other people hostage.
That's it.
That's true.
And I will go into that a little bit more. But here's a few things that I wanted to share with you guys that I learned throughout my healing process over the years. Just learning to heal generational curses.
Yes.
I learned that healing myself is generational wealth.
you
because
go.
I
Yes.
didn't want
Ma'am.
my children to experience things that I experienced, and I didn't want them to
Yeah.
carry it on to their children.
Yeah.
And I also learned that if I didn't heal those generational curses and the things that hurt me as a child, that I would bleed on people that did not cut me.
Yes.
Right.
I.e. my children.
Hurt people, hurt
Absolutely.
people.
Yes.
Right. And so that's why the things that really bothered me as a young person, I made a conscious choice to heal those things. And so in my family, communication was not a big thing. And I don't want to just say my family, because this is
All
there's a
families.
stigma on mental health, right?
Right.
Yes,
When we
ma'am.
talk about the African American community,
Mm-hmm.
there is a huge stigma on it because we're told to go sit down and shut up
Mhm.
and
Exactly.
And
I'm
go to
okay.
God
You
with it. Let's
know,
pray
right.
about it. Let's just pray about it. That's what
Right.
we're told, right?
right,
Mhm.
right. Instead of having a conversation
Yeah.
about what you're feeling, you better not get angry. I'm gonna beat your butt.
Oh.
And that is so
Mhm. That-
contrary to who we are as humans because from the time we're brought into this world until the time we leave, we will experience a gamut of emotions,
So
anger,
much.
happiness, joy.
Yes.
I mean, I can even break it down to so elementary to talk about a baby. If you do not give the baby the bottle, the baby will holler, cry, and scream until you get. That is anger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I didn't tell my children that you can't be angry. What I told my children is that you can be angry, but you can't be disrespectful while you're being angry. So go to your room and be angry.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't tell my children they couldn't cry, or I didn't tell them that they couldn't be hurt. And I have two male African American males that I am raising as an African American woman. And so I didn't tell them you can't feel that.
Right.
You can't experience that, or we can't talk about it. We could talk about it. If mom did something to hurt you, we can talk about it, but you have to be respectful. You can't use your hurt or your anger as a tool to or a reason to be disrespectful to me
No.
because I don't tolerate disrespect.
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
So just going back to just talking about healing and mental health as it relates to families and stuff. I don't know if Eric shared with you guys or not, but our dad was an alcoholic, and he used drugs as well. I mean, I don't know if he would be okay with me sharing this, but this is my story, right?
It is
So
what it is.
there are
Yeah.
five of us.
We here.
There are five of us, and we all had to look at him and say, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
So none
Yeah.
of us are alcoholics, and none of us are addicted to drugs,
Right.
and we're all doing very well. Back to
Made
the
a
basis
choice.
of your show, it was a choice. We had
Yeah.
to make a choice to say, okay, I'm looking at you, and I see what I don't want to be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? But
Mhm.
but just because you're this, again, it's not a reason for me to be disrespectful to you. And so I had to learn that when I was going through my healing process, everybody was not where I was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be okay with the apology that I never got.
Exactly.
I had to be
Yes.
okay with my parents not being exposed to the things that I was exposed to. So I had to consider, okay, maybe they didn't have an example. Maybe they haven't been exposed to what I've been
Yeah.
exposed to. Maybe
Come on.
somebody has not told them
Yeah.
Yes.
that it's okay for you to feel this way, and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And so
That's
for that reason,
Powerful.
I
Let's
went
talk
through my
about it.
healing,
Yes.
and I can still talk to my parents and be respectful to them. And I take care of both of them.
That's good.
Because not because they deserve it, but because I deserve to have my own healing.
There you go.
That's it.
That's it.
There
And
you
so
go.
there's no way that you can heal without forgiveness. People
Yes.
right.
Come on.
say
Say it
Yes.
again.
but it is impossible.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Forgive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forgive yourself first.
So
That's-
yes, you have to forgive yourself first,
That's
and you
right.
have to forgive them. And again, not necessarily because they deserve it, but because you deserve to get your
Yes.
healing, and your
That's
healing
right.
is not going to happen without the forgiveness.
Yeah.
No.
Of
That's
yourself
right.
first, no doubt.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, excellent show today. My
Thank
phone was a little
you.
in and out because I'm driving, but you know, I watch silently, or listen, excuse me, silently each week. So, you guys share some very powerful things, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share the platform with three beautiful queens and one king on today.
That's right.
Oh,
Thank
honor
you
this
so
time,
much.
and so keep doing what you're doing. I hope you touch so many lives, and that so many people will change as a result of what they hear.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so
Appreciate
much
it.
for
What you're
calling.
saying,
Wow.
yes, absolutely. What you're saying is not for yourselves; it's for you.
It's
The
for
truth
others.
is never for the truth.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's true.
Thank
That's
you
it.
so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you for
much.
calling
We
in.
appreciate
Sharing
you.
some love and light to you. Absolutely.
Yes.
About to make your brother
Absolutely,
cry.
I receive it.
Thank
Yes.
you so
Yes.
Well,
much.
Yes.
it's all right. It's all right.
Yes.
Come on, let it
That's
flow.
a part of
Hey,
his
don't-
release.
hey, don't
Yes,
get them,
that
don't,
release.
don't get them started in
It's
the studio. We gonna
necessary.
be
That
okay.
release.
We'll be emotional now.
That's
Sending you
right.
lots of love, okay?
Lots of love. Lots
Absolutely.
of love.
So I'm going
Yes.
to go back and continue to listen to the show again. Thank you.
All right, love
All
you.
right,
Talk to you
thank
later.
you. Yeah.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye.
Great. Absolutely. Thank you for the caller for calling in. That was very
Very
powerful
nice.
That
right
was
there.
awesome.
Like a
Absolutely.
That was
call.
awesome.
I'm okay. That's
I'm
it. That's
okay.
I'm okay. That's what we holler.
It's making me think about. She spoke on forgiveness.
Yeah,
Okay.
Forgiveness is huge.
it is.
Right.
And people need to understand that forgiveness is not for the other person.
It's
Right.
It's
Self, baby.
not.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
not. It is not.
Self.
It is
Not
not.
at all.
Stop damaging yourself by
And-
holding
Right.
unforgiveness against the person that hurt you
Yes.
because it's not
Don't
hurting
wait
them.
on hurting them,
It's
baby.
only continuing to
Yeah,
hurt you.
you.
You
Yeah.
have to let it go.
Yeah.
Don't wait
That
on
stuff will
apology.
kill. Listen,
Mm-mm.
that stuff will
Kill you.
kill you.
It's
in the
poison.
Cause heart
inside.
attacks real quick.
All
Yes.
kinds of poison.
In the inside and
Inside
out.
You
Shit.
have got to let it go.
Yeah.
Shit,
Forgiveness
toxicity
is
in your muscles.
paramount.
Yeah.
If you want to heal, you have got to let that stuff go.
Yes.
You're not hurting that other person.
Not at all.
You gotta
Unforgiveness.
let it go.
Unforgiveness is like drinking poison
Yeah.
and expecting the other person to die.
That's it.
Mm,
You the one that's affected.
That's
You gotta
powerful.
let it go because it's not for them. It's for you.
Because
Yeah.
that's where the healing starts at.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
where
gotta
it
start with
starts.
you first.
Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah.
break
You
it.
first.
That's how you
Yeah.
break it. Absolutely.
You
That's
gotta
how
say
you break
it
the
stops at
generational
me. And you gotta let it go. And forgiveness doesn't mean you need to go be this person, buddy, friend, and
No, that's not forgiveness.
That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is releasing all of that harsh, negative emotion that you have toward that person. It doesn't mean that you need to go be their best friend. You
Yeah.
know, who was it? I always bring them up because who was Jonathan's best friend in the Bible?
Girl.
Oh my gosh. It's I think it was don't give me the line. Don't give me the line.
Moral of the
Don't go-
story.
Was it
Jonathan's.
David? It was
yeah,
David.
I'm like Jonathan's best friend.
It was
Amen.
David. It was David. Okay. How many times did Saul try to kill David? Right? But that last time, David snuck up on him and cut a piece of his garment and showed him later, like, look, I could have killed you, but I didn't.
Mhm.
And then he forgave him and they went their separate ways. Okay? I think that's in either First or Second Kings. I don't know. Y'all go look it up.
Mhm.
But he forgave him.
Yeah.
That man tried to murder him so many times. Murder. He tried to murder him. He didn't try
Yeah.
to sabotage him.
But you
and
got to have
take his
forgiveness in your
girlfriend.
heart.
He tried to
Right.
murder him. He forgave that man. He forgave that man, and he was empowered because he
Right.
forgave that man.
And
Yeah.
He
showed
was
him.
able to go ahead
Hey.
and go on his way. He didn't have to go with him. He wanted him to go with him. He was like, no, I forgive you. You going your way.
Right.
I'm going mine.
And forgiveness is a choice too.
It is. a
Forgiveness
choice.
We
is
gotta
a choice.
It is a
choose
choice. That's why Brittany.
Starts
To
within.
forgive.
It's a part of
That's right,
choosing. When
Brittany.
you
Or else
choose
we're not gonna
you,
go there.
when you choose to heal and you choose you,
Yeah.
you forgive, and that
Yeah.
is for you.
Yeah.
It's for you.
Brittany.
Period.
Choices.
Y'all,
Choices.
listen. When it
Brittany.
comes
Choices.
down to family secrets
Yes.
Talk
and
about it.
Talk about it,
forgiveness and all of the
Yes,
above, you
ma'am.
guys, this is right up my realm. There have been so many secrets that have taken place that have literally given people in my family mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about mental illness and how it all flows together with these secrets or things that have been done, this abuse, this sexual abuse, that's one of the ones that's really, really strong in my family is a sexual abuse. And that's something that's gone down the timeline and the timeline and the timeline. And those generational curses are real because I'm literally dodging one. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally putting in the work to heal myself in order to deal with this that I have had come to the front of my house. I'm making sure that it does not reach my daughter and her daughter's daughters and their daughters' daughters.
Yeah.
It's real. And so dealing with what I've gone through and recognizing that I get these messages from my mom about what she's gone through as well has been an interesting, I guess, an interesting process because not only am I healing myself, but I feel like I'm healing my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
although she's not here, she's not in the physical, in the spiritual realm, because I am healing me. I'm healing my mom and what my mother went through and what her mother's mother went
Yes.
through and all the
Exactly.
above. And it just takes one.
Good generation.
It just
That's right.
takes one.
It just takes
Just
one.
one.
One warrior, one gangster, one goon
Come
to
on
really
now.
go
Baby.
through and be like, no, this is not how my legacy is going to go. I
That's right.
refuse.
And you said that
No.
word what? No.
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 No, ma'am. No ham, no
Exactly.
spam. I tell my kids that all the time, y'all. No. This is
Yeah.
not how it's going to go. And you have to make the choice.
That's right.
You make the decision to say, this is not how it's going to continue on. I stop with me.
That's right.
As for me and my house,
Hey. Right. That's it.
that's it.
You make that choice. You make the decision. And you do what you have to do.
That's
No
it.
matter how damn hard it is. You do what you have to do.
Do what you have to
You
do.
face it. You
Whatever
go.
it takes.
Yes. To
If
get to a place
if
where
wanna
you,
heal, you got to do whatever it takes.
Gotta make
Yeah.
choices.
we're
You
too
gotta
scared to
make
do whatever it
choices.
takes, though. That's it. Sometimes we're too scared.
It's not
don't
that we were
understand.
scared. It's that we were never taught.
Hmm.
And then for you, you got to remember, we all know this in here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
do.
understand mindset. Okay? That's the
Absolutely.
first thing we know. Well, look at our mindset
Yeah.
as a people, right?
Right.
I told
Whole
you,
culture.
it even goes back to no roots. Then you don't think you ain't shit. Excuse my French, y'all. We got history.
Yes.
We are the history.
Yes.
We are the Native Americans.
Hello. Hey there.
Okay, when people
Yes.
say Native, right?
Right.
I like for people to go in the dictionary and read
Drop
things,
the truth.
right? Because if I say something, then people want to misinterpret what I say. So you have to read the words, right?
You gotta know it for yourself.
Native American. That Native is Native American is a two-part word.
Right.
Okay, you would know that. You're a teacher. You sit beside me.
You know I
All
do.
right, DJ. All right. So, native. Let's go in the Webster Dictionary, just off the top of my head. That is a person that is indigenous of that land first.
Yeah. First.
Okay.
First.
Hello.
All right, first.
Hey there.
America
Hello.
is the geographical place that we are referring to
Hello.
Yes.
when we speak of these people.
People.
Right.
America came up with the Indian.
Mm-hmm.
But I promise you, if you look at the real pictures of Native Americans, they look like.
Us.
Oh,
We're pretty
no, I ain't
closely
gonna call them black because see that's
We're
an
closely
obsolete
knit.
word. That's an obsolete word. We're not gonna use that. We're gonna use the real terminology, which is melanated beings.
Melanated. Yes.
And you can go around the world and you can find them, and they don't call them black in Australia.
No, they don't.
They don't call them black in Brazil. They don't call them black in Sicily.
Right.
Huh? They don't call them black in El Salvador.
I mean, even
Right.
close to us,
Don't
Canada. I mean, they
call-
don't even call us
Yeah.
black in Canada. I'm just saying, we
Wow,
close.
yeah.
We mad close. Like,
We use words in America that America gave us,
yeah.
but we're not that.
Right.
So again, we run our programs as people, and even still to today, if you pay attention to the news, they want us to run off those programs of fear. Who are they doing this to on the news? Oh, they look like you. So every time you get in your car, you got to be paranoid. I ain't paranoid because whatever's
Right.
going to
There
go
you
down
go.
is going to go down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't draw that energy
Right.
to me.
Right.
So
That way.
let's refer that.
That
See,
way.
again, when you mentally deficient with a whole lot of things, you don't even realize that you draw these things to you.
Yeah.
That's how powerful your
Hello.
mind is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we drawing more fear to us
Exactly.
Yep.
when we see these things.
Yes.
Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna transition out of here one day anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
You understand? But we won't do that. Oh Lord. Oh God.
Well.
It's always something
Yeah.
that we gotta be fearful of. For what purpose? As
what?
Teresa like to say.
Purpose.
For what purpose?
That's right. That way.
Like, I mean, what is that gonna get me?
That's the reason.
That's the reason.
Tell you
purpose
what it's
behind
gonna get you. It's gonna run you into the dead end road. Your mind is very powerful, and that's why we're
Very.
talking about this stuff, mental health today, with
real.
with family secrets, because things happen in families,
Yeah.
especially we addressed it
families.
our family
Yes.
because we the ones suffering. Okay, we the ones that look like this.
Right.
So we can only address what we're going through. That's
Right.
why no other race can ever tell you to get over this stuff. We still dealing with it.
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
We see it. You
Every
put it in
day.
front of us every day.
Yep.
But you tell us to get over it. Don't you understand how powerful the mind is?
Extremely.
Yeah.
I'm feeding that computer information. That's your mind. And it's computing bullshit.
Whatever
Yeah,
you
I'm
well,
sorry.
Whatever
Fear,
it didn't
Keep
take.
it 100.
fear,
is what it-
I mean, all kind of stuff
Yeah.
comes out of all these things that we sitting
Keeping
here
it
watching.
1,000.
Right.
You jog through a neighborhood, they say you can't look at a house that's being built. Three of the
what
neighbors gonna
purpose?
see you, and we're gonna run you down and shoot you down like a dog with a pump
Right.
shotgun.
Right.
And then the first thing America want to do, they want to go into our history. Oh, he
course.
has this on his record.
That's the
he
first
has
time.
This, he has
Let me
this.
check his Facebook.
He was on drugs.
Hello,
He got
social
drugs
media.
in his
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it.
He's a
Listen,
thug.
Do
He's
a
a thug.
toxicology report.
That's it. Always.
Oh, he had marijuana in his system. Y'all selling marijuana. Y'all sell alcohol. Shit.
Exactly.
Well,
Huh?
and there's that.
Prohibition. Listen, the Kennedys made more money, and Rockefellers and them made more money off of prohibition than any other people that's out
Well.
here. This stuff is documented facts. Don't believe nothing I say. I always tell
Go
people,
look
go look for yourself.
Find it out. Research it.
We don't want to look.
No.
So
No.
any young generation or young people that's out that's got your ears open today, if you really, really want to get past the place where you at in your mind, go back and read your history.
Right.
Past America
Find
first.
out. Yeah.
Because it's out here, the information is out here.
Yeah, it's out
You know what I'm
We
saying?
don't
But
wanna
we
look
have to
for it.
want to heal ourselves.
You
Same
do.
way I told y'all last time I got out of prison and I was sitting on the end of that bed, I got tired of being locked up. Shit.
Right. Right.
My daddy walked by the room. I was sitting on the end of the bed. I said, take me to Fayetteville. This is in North Carolina. I said, take me to Fayetteville to my mama's house. I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
I went through things of growing pains, even doing that part, but that part of my life was over.
Yeah.
I didn't want that no more.
That was your
You
breaking
understand
point.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Breaking point.
Like,
Yeah.
like, who wants to be locked up in a cage?
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna come to any breaking point.
And
Come
I'm-
on and be
I'm-
done.
And you want to
I'm
make a
done
choice.
with it.
Make a choice. You
Something.
want to do better, or you want to stay right there.
That's
I'm
what
like
the
Cat-
hope is.
I'm like
You
Cat
know?
Williams. I am a boy.
I'm a boy,
Damien.
You know,
Right.
you know we got to slide some of that in here.
Stop.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Real life.
Being locked
Breaking
up in a
point.
cage is mental. Because I'm telling you, dog, telling y'all that you have to have yourself in a mental place where you don't break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
You don't
yeah,
break.
different kind of.
Yeah, it's a whole different type of
Different
animal.
kinda.
I had an old gentleman tell me one night he was doing life. We woke up the next day, we talking, walking around. He's like, man, I went to a party last night, man. I had a ball. So you know me in my mind.
Oh, okay. Right. You in prison. Like,
Right. Well, I'm like, what?
What
I
party?
said, what you come back for?
Right.
Exactly.
He said, listen, and this is some deep information he dropped on me. He said they can lock my physical body up, but they could never lock my
There
mind
you
up.
go.
Come on.
That's it.
So
There you go.
he said, I
Yeah.
went and had a party last night.
That's right.
For your
He said, and I
mind.
And
enjoyed
here.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In here.
So in his dreams, he was partying.
Yeah.
In his dreams, he was
He was
making
free.
love to whoever he was making love to or whatever he was doing in his dream.
Yeah.
But he chose to even still control his mind, even being in the mental conditions that he was in.
Right.
So we
Choice.
have to recognize that our mind is everything, y'all.
Right.
It's the first thing that we have to deal with. And if you have a whole bunch of trauma and things, unresolved issues that you really need to get off, I mean, give us a call.
Right.
This is definitely what we do.
This
number
is
one.
what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
Come
part
on.
right there, you know,
Real
Brittany.
coaching.
Brittany does her
It's our
thing. Brittany,
passion.
how do they
Absolutely.
get in contact with you again, Brittany?
Listen, you can find me on Brittany Wilder, IG, Facebook. Listen, I'm out here. You can find me. If you are definitely dealing with just trauma, just generational curses, things that you are, first off, I know with me, if I can speak on my point, I re-traumatized myself and didn't even recognize that I was doing it. A lot of it with my dating life. I'm a woman who was sexually abused at a young age. And I speak on that, and I haven't spoke on that in a place where I'm confident enough to be there, but I'm here there now.
Here.
You know what I'm
You
saying? I'm
already
right
there.
here now.
You already
We
here.
open-
know
we
that,
open-
like,
You
Listen,
already here,
Listen,
baby.
as
Yes.
a woman who has been sexually abused as a young child and to deal with sexual abuse all the way up through college years and high school years and all the way up until this point, to the point where I married my husband, was a year before I was date raped in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, this
wow.
is real. And what I've done over the years is re-traumatize myself until the point where I'm like, I'm just so tired. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I can't date this man or that man, or this happens or that happens. It was always something crazy. And what it was simply stemming from that trauma that I experienced at 7 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't
That you
always
suppressed.
recognize that suppression is real as all get out.
Family
And that's what I
secret.
did. That's the
That
family
way.
secret. You repress it. You hold on to it.
You hold on to it.
You're told that
You
you're a
damaging
black woman and
yourself.
you're supposed to be stronger than this. You can get through this. And all these different things that society puts on you. And you're just like, I don't know how to deal with that. But I got to the point where I got tired, E. Me too. You know,
Yeah,
you said you
man.
got up and was like, I can't do this no more. I got to the point where I was like, I don't understand, Lord. Like, if whatever I got to do, if I got to go to therapy, I got to go to church, I got to go figure out what the hell is going on. I'm going to do it
So
because
you know,
I'm tired.
That's like
Yeah.
something
Tired.
that they say in The Secret. It says, take the first step, and then the rest of the staircase will open up.
Yes.
That's it.
But you have to take the first step
Of
first,
Yeah.
And we don't
In
want to
the
take that
blind.
first step.
right? And we
course
know
you do.
from In the Blind, that's our faith.
That's your
Yes.
faith.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
strong is your faith?
Yes.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you want to move out of those places?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keisha, you got to pour them for us before we take it out of here?
I actually have two. I'll do one that's short and sweet.
All
It's
right.
called Now What? And
Okay.
then I'm going to do I Am Her.
Okay.
Come on now.
Now what? I have the power to choose, to paint whatever picture that I so desire. Doubt and fear are no matter, because we need only choose to go higher, to fire the engine of manifestation and steer it in the direction of self-realization. So the pertinent question at all points of gestation is, now what? Then use your imagination.
That's right, y'all. Now
And-
what?
Now what?
And this is I Am Her.
Okay.
Torn. I have overlooked the wounds, the pain, wrongdoing, suffering, shame, and guilt, only to relive them when they resurface through the invisible wall I have built. I built this wall to avoid my judgment, even judgment of myself, in fact, afraid to really look at myself and discover that which I lack, questioning my faith and its corresponding fruit, or you see the lack thereof, shaking loose every false thing from me until all that is left is love. Paradigm shifting to Christ consciousness. Now suddenly I am awake, realizing that I've been feeding on fear, and this has filled part of me with hate. My power has been externalized. So in theory, the solution is simple. No pastor, no man, no president can save me. I must govern my own mental. Forgiving myself for past mistakes and even my own self-hate. Time for a spiritual awakening. No more religion for religion's sake.
Come on.
Reconciling all sides of myself and initiating a purge in order to heal from my brokenness. Yes, I must do the work.
That's right.
Knowing that what a man thinks in his heart is what that man shall become, ridding myself of falsity. Surely I shall overcome. When I realize who and whose I am, now I'm a better her. Who is she? You may ask yourself. I am America.
Now what?
Love it.
That
Love it.
way.
That was it.
Yeah, that
that
way.
was
That's
all
in,
day.
Yeah.
that's in this journey so far. Available on Amazon.
Pop that thing.
Pop that
y'all.
thing.
I just popped mine. No, I just popped mine.
Do
Come
you
on.
feel me?
Hey.
Do you read me?
Hey.
Tell me, am I getting to the
Anybody want to sign us?
Hey.
I wanna know.
Hey.
Are you with with me?
Are you with me?
Are you listening?
Y'all listening?
Baby,
Hey,
is
my
my
message
message
getting
getting
through?
through?
Message.
Do
Hey,
you feel me, babe?
Hey,
you feel me?
If
Oh,
anybody
babe.
want to
I
sign
hope
us,
y'all
y'all,
enjoyed the show.
the number to sign us all day, every day. 470-412-0917.
Yeah.
We right here on
Yes. We in here,
Sign us
y'all.
up.
Oh,
We had to
man.
end it with some energy, man. You know,
Yeah.
bring it to the end,
Absolutely.
bit of energy, man. It's been a
Absolutely.
great day.
Absolutely.
We're gonna take it on out, y'all. We enjoyed y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed our show today.
That was so
Tune in
quick.
again, y'all. I know that hour flies by so fast, but
Actually,
tune
an
in
hour,
again,
10
y'all.
hour, 10 minutes.
Yes.
We'll be back next month. We're here second and fourth Saturdays of the month, y'all. So
That's
check us
right.
out next month. You can check the
Tune
replay
in.
on our website. Check the live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Check the
Poetic
behind the scenes
Levitation.
on Instagram. Poetic Levitation, y'all. Thank
That's
y'all
right.
for tuning
Right.
in.
Thank y'all. Thank
Thank
y'all.
you.
And join us next time for Choices Part 3. We'll
Part
tell what that was
3.
going to be about a little later.
Ooh.
Tune in.
Yeah,
On in.
that
Awesome.
way.
All
Tune
day.
in. And follow us
Every
with the
day.
hashtag Let's Rise Together.
That's right.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace
Bye,
out.
y'all.
Love
God
and
is
light.
love.
See you later.
Love and light, y'all.
God is
Love and
love.
How did it
That's
go
right.
that fast?
That's the fire.